going to show you a really simple way to get your guy or your girl to do anything for you. It's so easy that it doesn't really seem fair, but because of this I've had my dinner cooked for me, my dishes done, house vacuumed, massages, the list goes on. All this for a simple little bread recipe. Who would have thought? Anyway, I'll let you guys in on it and I'll show you the ingredients, the simple steps that it takes, and a few tricks I've learned along the way to make the best peasant bread, and hopefully it works as well for you. So the ingredients we have here are very simple. We have 4 cups of bread flour, 2 teaspoons of Himalayan salt. You can use any salt, I just prefer pink Himalayan. 1 tablespoon of sugar. To make things simple, 1 pack of rapid rise yeast, 2 cups of lukewarm water, and a couple tablespoons of butter at room temperature. That's for the bowls for later. So what we'll do is we'll simply add our ingredients. You have the flour, salt, sugar, and your yeast. And then you'll want to add your water, your lukewarm water. And just mix that up just until the flour is nice and gooey, until the water is absorbed. It's really simple. And you'll start to see it turn into a dough-like form. So once all the water is absorbed, what you want to do is you're going to let it rise. So I like to cover it. I like to put saran wrap with a little Pam or some sort of cooking oil spray on the inside so that it doesn't stick. And then cover it with a tea towel. And the best way I think to get the dough to rise without warm temperature in the house is to just turn on your oven. This is a little trick I learned. Let it heat up for about 60 seconds. Don't let it heat up to the temperature you set it to, just 60 seconds. Turn it off and put the dough in the oven and let it sit. We want to let it sit for at least an hour, up to 2 hours. The longer you let it sit, the better for the second rise. So we'll go ahead and do that. Make sure you turn the oven off so that it doesn't get up to temperature and bake your bread, and we'll come back after the first rise. Now that we take it out of the oven from the first rise, I'm just going to pull this back. And when you scrape it down, or you want to punch it down, but you want to scrape the sides and kind of fold it back over itself towards the middle. Scrape down the side and pull it towards the middle. And this will punch down the dough and prepare it for the second rise. Once we make sure it's not attached to the sides, cover it back up and put it back in the oven for about 20 to 30 more minutes to rise for the second time. And while I was waiting on the first rise, I went ahead and took my 2 bowls. I have a 1.5 quart bowl and a 1 quart bowl, and I put butter on the inside just to make sure that the dough doesn't stick. I actually use a little bit of more butter than called for, probably about 2 tablespoons per bowl, so that it gives the outside a nice crispy buttery taste. So we'll wait for the second rise and see you then. Now that the dough's gone through its second rise, go ahead and preheat your oven to 425 degrees. And then we're going to want to scrape this down. And here comes the fun part of dividing it and putting it into these bowls. Since this dough is really light, it's a little slippery, it's a little difficult, so the best option I have found is using 2 forks, spray with a little cooking oil, and then you want to scrape it down from the sides, and then you want to divide it like this. Just divide it in half or close to it. And then you want to slide these, grab it with your forks and put it into the bowls. And then we'll want to put it in the oven for 425 degrees for 15 minutes. At 15 minutes, then we'll want to turn the oven down to 375 for another 15 to 18 minutes. and we'll see when it comes out of the oven. So once it's done baking in the oven, we'll pull it out and just slide it on our cooling racks just like that. We'll let this sit for about 10 minutes to cool before we cut into it. And the outside should be nice and crispy and buttery, and the inside should be very light and delicate. So today I showed you the ingredients list and the steps to take, and gave you a few pointers to make the peasant bread. So now ladies, it's your chance to make your husbands drool, and guys, it's your chance to impress your ladies. Give it a try, see how easy it is, and maybe you two can have that house cleaned or that massage this weekend.